Hello everyone and welcome back to Beatles channel. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me for this video and I hope you're all doing well. Well, finally we have had the announcement of what is going to be released as far as Now and Then and the expanded Red and Blue albums goes, and we've got the dates and we've got the cost, and I'm going to be telling you in this video everything you need to know about these releases. Now there is a lot to get through, so let's get on with it. So first of all, let's talk about probably the most important thing, and that is the Now and Then single, the very last Beatles song. Now I've got some credits of who plays what on the song here, so let's just go through that. So first of all, the song Now and Then is produced by Paul McCartney and Giles Martin, with additional production credits to Jeff Lynne, obviously for the original sessions back in the 90s. Now lead vocals John Lennon and Paul McCartney, backing vocals John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and Ringo Starr. Guitars George Harrison. Guitars, bass, piano, electric harpsichord and shaker Paul McCartney. Drums, tambourine, shaker Ringo Starr. String arrangement by Paul McCartney, Giles Martin and Ben Foster, mixed by Spike Stent. There is a whole host of engineers including Jeff Emerick, Steve Orchard, Greg McAllister, John Jacobs, Steve Greenwick, Bruce Sugar, Keith Smith. Source separation, male, courtesy of Wingnut Films Productions, that is Peter Jackson's production company. Head of machine learning Emile de la Rey, and project management Adam Sharp. It was recorded at Paul's Hog Hill Studios, the Capitol Studios and Rockabella West, and it has been mastered by Miles Showell. Now there are, if you go on to the Beatles.com website, you will find a short 35-minute trailer for the song Now and Then. It is going to be, there is also going to be a documentary, a 12-minute documentary film that is going to go on the Beatles YouTube channel. So let me just read that. A 12-minute Now and Then, the last Beatles song documentary film, written and directed by Oliver Murray, will debut on November the 1st. This film's global online premiere will be hosted by the Beatles YouTube channel at 7:30 p.m. UK time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time and 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. This poignant short film tells the story of the last Beatles song with exclusive footage and commentary from Paul, Ringo, George, Sean Lennon and Peter Jackson. That is on the 1st of November. On the 2nd of November, the single is released, and the release times for that are 2 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern time and 7 a.m. Pacific time. Now there are going to be several iterations of this single, and the B-side of the single is going to be the single version of Love Me Do. So they're going for a sort of a last Beatles song, first Beatles song kind of thing, and it's being billed as a double A-side. Now on the single itself, you will get an Apple label on the Now and Then side, and you will get a red parlophone on the Love Me Do side. The Love Me Do mix that's being used is a 2023 stereo mix, a brand new mix, and as I said before, it is the single version, not the album version of that. Now I'll go into the various iterations of the single in a minute, but just also on the 3rd of November, the music video for the song will be released. I don't have the details for that at the moment, but that is happening on the 3rd. So the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd of November are all tied in with Now and Then. Now let's go on to the different iterations. Now the prices that I'm going to be quoting are from the Beatles.com, and and they are in sterling. So I'm sorry about that, but that's the page that I've got up. I'm sure you can do your own calculation or go on to the website using your own local currency. Okay, so there is going to be 3 coloured vinyl 7-inch singles, blue and white marble, light blue vinyl and clear vinyl. Each of these costing a whopping £17.99. That is a lot of money for a 7-inch single. There is also a black vinyl single which is £14.99. Now, there is also a cassette version of this that is going to be £9.99, and there is a 12-inch single as well, costing an absolutely astronomical £20.99. That is a lot of money for 2 songs. You know, you might want to treat yourself on this, you know, seeing as it is the last single. But I believe that the coloured vinyl, in fact, all the single iterations, I believe, are limited editions, apart from the black vinyl and the cassette. And I understand that the 12-inch single has already sold out. Okay, so that is pretty much everything you need to know on Now and Then. The release date, 2nd of November. That's the important date. Anything to do with the Now and Then single, all these different iterations are now available to pre-order if you want to on the Beatles.com. Okay, let's go and talk about the red and the blue albums. One thing I didn't mention about the Now and Then single is there doesn't appear to be a CD single release, which is rather odd. Okay. Now let's get on to the Red and the Blue album. Now the Red and the Blue album have been extended from double albums to triple albums. A total of 75 songs, 21 songs have been added. Now they've been added in different ways depending on the format. So if you are a CD buyer, you will get the additional songs mixed in chronological order with the original songs that were on the Red and the Blue album. If you are a vinyl buyer, then the Red and the Blue album stay as is for the double album, and the extra tracks will be on a third additional album. So kind of out of context, if you like. I think that might be, I think there's going to be mixed opinion on that, because a lot of traditionalists would want the Red and the Blue album to stay as they are, and if there's going to be extra tracks, then having them on a separate LP will suit them. Maybe for new fans, people that are just discovering the Beatles, it's probably better to have them, you know, within the context of the, you know, of the album. So, you know, one of the additional tracks, you know, I saw a standing there, should be along with the, you know, with Love Me Do and Please Please Me from the original album, to keep it in context. So that's what they've done with the CD, but the LP separate. Now, a lot of people, when we've been talking about the Red and the Blue album, have been talking about, well, why do we need another Red and Blue album? And the reason that we need another Red and Blue album is because of the mixes. So I need to go through all the tracks and tell you what the mixes that have been used are. Okay, so I'm gonna do this from the CD point of view, because then you can kind of see how the additional tracks have been integrated into the original Red album. Now, the CD for the Red and the Blue album very sensibly has been condensed into 2 CDs rather than copying the vinyl and making it 3 CDs and therefore making it more expensive. So I'm going to go through the tracks now. Every track on CD 1 is a brand new 2023 mix, presumably used using MAL technology to get the mixes. So this is the track listing of CD1 of the Red album. This is are 19 tracks, and it's as follows. So Love Me Do, Please Please Me, I Saw Her Standing There, new track. Twist and Shout, new track. From Me to You, She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, This Boy, new track. All My Loving, Roll Over Beethoven, new track. You Really Got a Hold on Me, new track. Can't Buy Me Love, You Can't Do That, new track. Hard Day's Night, And I Love Her, 8 Days a Week, I Feel Fine, Ticket to Ride, and Yesterday. That is CD1. So quite a lot of additional tracks on that. Fantastic that we're going to finally get stereo mixes. All these tracks are in stereo. A lot of these tracks have not, or a few of these tracks have not been issued in stereo, true stereo, before. We're going to get rid of that panning that has existed on previous stereo reiterations of these songs, which is really great. One of the main bonuses of this release. Okay, on to CD2 now. Almost all of these are 2023 mixes, new mixes, but I will tell you when we get to the ones that aren't. Okay, so it's Help, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, We Can Work It Out, Day Tripper, Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, Nowhere Man, Michelle, In My Life, If I Needed Someone, new track. Girl, Paperback Writer, Eleanor Rigby, Yellow Submarine, Taxman, new track. Got to Get You Into My Life, new track. I'm Only Sleeping, new track. Here, There and Everywhere, new track. Tomorrow Never Knows, new track. Now, the songs from Paperback Writer to Tomorrow Never Knows are all the 2022 mixes that we got in the Revolver box set. So whilst it was always really a strange thing about the Red album that the best album in that period, i.e. Revolver, was only represented by 2 tracks, Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. So now, Revolver has got true representation, which will be really useful for new fans. It's a little bit disappointing for us oldies that have got the Revolver box set, that so much space on this album has been taken up by something that we already have. That is the disappointing thing. So I'll just go through it again. So Paperback Writer, Eleanor Rigby, Yellow Submarine, Taxman, Got to Get You Into My Life, I'm Only Sleeping, Here, There and Everywhere, and Tomorrow Never Knows are all the mixes that we got on the Revolver Super Deluxe box set. The Red album, all stereo mixes, and also available for digital streaming and with Dolby Atmos mix. So just to be clear, the Dolby Atmos mix is streaming only. There is no Blu-ray. Okay, so that is the Red album. Okay, let's go on to the Blue album. Okay, so the Blue album, I'm gonna because of the the various mixes, I'm gonna go through the mix, because a lot of these tracks have already been remixed, so I'm going to go through and state the mixes as we go through. So CD1, 15 tracks. Okay, so Strawberry Fields Forever is the 2015 stereo mix, but a 2023 Dolby Atmos mix. Okay, Penny Lane is the 2017 mix, as is Sgt. Pepper with a little help from her friends, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. They are all from the Sgt. Pepper box. The next track is Within You, Without You. This is a new track, but again, this is the Sgt. Pepper 2017 mix being used there. A Day in the Life, again 2017 mix. Okay, so track 8 is All You Need Is Love. This is a 2015 stereo mix. I Am the Walrus is a brand new 2023 mix. Hello Goodbye is a 2015 stereo mix. Fall on the Hill is a brand new 2023 mix. Magical Mystery Tour is a 2023 mix. Lady Madonna, disappointingly, is a 2015 stereo mix. Hey Jude as well, and Revolution is a 2023 mix. So a bit of a mixed bag there of mixes, obviously taking some of the mixes from the one album, I think. Okay, so CD 2. Okay, it starts back in the USSR. This is the 2018 White Album Super Deluxe mix. Dear Prudence, same. With While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Oh Bloody, Oh Bloody, Dear Prudence obviously being an additional track. Glass Onion, an additional track. Blackbird, an additional track. So all of those are the 2018 White Album box set mixes. Okay, track 7 is Hey Bulldog from Yellow Submarine, an additional track and a 2023 mix. Get Back is the 2015 stereo mix. The Don't Let Me Down is the 2021 mix from the Let It Be box set. Ballad of John and Yoko is a 2015 mix. Old Brown Shoe is a 2023 mix. Here Comes the Sun, Come Together, Something, Octopus's Garden, all 2019 mixes from the Abbey Road box set. Oh Darling is an additional track also from the Abbey Road 2019 mix, as is I Want You, She's So Heavy, great track to include, also from the 2019 Abbey Road mix. Then we've got Let It Be, Across the Universe from the Let It Be box set, so 2021 mixes for those. I Me Mine, additional track also from the Let It Be box set. Long and Winding Road 2021 mix. So and the album finishes with Now and Then. Then again, streaming, Dolby Digital, Dolby Atmos on the streaming platforms as well. So that is your mixed up red and blue album that you will get only on the CD versions. As I say, the LP versions will be as per the original red and blue album, but with an additional disc with the additional tracks on it. So my overall thoughts on this: it's a shame that some of these that 2015 mixes have been used quite a lot. It's a shame that they weren't able to use the MAL technology to try and improve them, but they obviously felt that the 2015 mixes were good enough. So that is your red and blue album. Now, the various iterations of it, and there are quite a few. So you can buy, there is a double sort of box set in a slipcase, the red and blue. You can buy them together on black vinyl. That costs £139.99. So 6 LP set, a separate blue album and a red album inside a slipcase, £139.99. There is the same thing, but the blue album on blue vinyl, the red album on red vinyl, also £139.99. There is a double pack CD issue in a slipcase, so the red and the blue album, that's 2 CDs on each, so it's a 4 CD pack inside a slipcase. That costs you £43.99. If you want to buy just the red album on CD, that'll cost you £22.99. It's a good price, and the blue album the same, £22.99. So I think that I think that they've done a good thing here by condensing the 3 albums onto just 2 CDs and not trying to rip us off by charging us for 3 CDs. That's a good thing. Little buying tip is that if you want both the red and the blue album, there is no point in buying them separately. You might as well buy them in the slipcase because it's slightly cheaper. By about £2 only. Right, of course, there is a separate red and blue LP, red and blue vinyl sets. So three records, red on red vinyl, 3 records on blue vinyl. You can buy those separately. Those are £72.99, and of course there is a black vinyl of the red and blue album as well, the 3 LP version. That is £69.99. So I think that covers everything on the red and blue album. I should point out that, like the CD, if you're thinking of buying the red and blue album on vinyl, you want both of them, it pays to buy them in the slipcase. It's slightly cheaper than buying them both separately. Okay, now I know all that stuff about all the different mixes a little bit confusing, so I'm just going to put up the graphics for a few seconds so you can pause the video if you want and digest which mixes have been used on which albums. Now, once I've had time to consider all these releases, I will probably do a video on my thoughts. But my initial thoughts are, I think it's a little bit odd that they have included Now and Then on this, on the Blue album, but not included Free as a Bird and Real Love, because, you know, the every single release is on either the red or the blue album now, apart from those 2 singles. So that's a bit ridiculous. I think that they've also made a misstep by calling it 67 to 70 and including Now and Then on it. They could have just changed the name to the red and the blue album. Everyone would have known what they were and it would have made more sense. So it's a bit silly. I'm also a little bit disappointed about the amount of space that has been taken up on particularly the blue album with mixes that we already have. A bit odd that they've done like a 2023 mix of Old Brown Shoe, but Ballad of John and Yoko is still the 2015 mix. That seems odd to me, but anyway, that is something for much later. So what did I buy? So I have ordered the 4 CD set in the slipcase, and I've also ordered the red and blue on red and blue vinyl in the slipcase. I've also bought 3 copies of the single, the sort of the blue one, the white and blue one, the blue vinyl and the clear vinyl. I wasn't going to buy the cassette because there's no point. I don't have a cassette player, and just to have it to look at it doesn't really interest me, and I certainly wasn't going to be paying £21 for the 12-inch single, and I didn't think there was much point in having the single on black vinyl if you've got 3 versions of it on colour vinyl. So that is what I have bought. Okay, now I am going to do a live stream tomorrow night. That's Friday, the 27th of October at 10 p.m. UK time. I'll put out a community tab. It'd be great if some of you can join me and we can chew over the fat over what has been announced and our thoughts on that. That'll be really great. So that's tomorrow night, Friday, the 27th of October at 10 p.m. Hope you can join me. Okay, that is pretty much it from me. Please tell me what you think about this announcement. Tell me what things you're ordering, or if you're not ordering anything, you can tell me that as well. You know, I read all your comments. I will respond to all your comments, of course. That is it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.